Good morning. Let me flip up so you can see me here. Good morning. Good morning. I am Brenda Hillard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and in North Central Minnesota, which doesn't matter because I'm online. And so wherever you are in the United States of America, you can order from me and you can follow along with me if you so choose. All right. So, woo, it's Saturday again. How do these weeks go by so quickly, right? Unbelievable. I have um, some things to share with you. Celebration ends on Friday, the 28th. Quick, 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 quick. Good morning, Joyce Wilson. Yes, we made it through the deep freeze. Isn't that the truth? Holy cow, it was cold. And I don't know if I shared with you, but when I came back from my cruise, well, I had been gone probably like a total of 3 weeks. So mhm, I got home from the last leg of my trip and it was a cruise. And flying home on the plane, I started not feeling well. So then I was sick for a week. I came home to my hot water heater had um, died and water all over in my basement. Thank goodness, just in the basement. But I live in rural Minnesota and I have a septic system. And of course, the pipe going out from my house to the septic system froze, so I had to have somebody come and not only fix my water heater, replace the water heater, but saw my drains, and it was just like, oh, I just want to come vacation again. But anyway, good morning, Nancy. Um, yeah. So I said celebration ends Friday, 28th. Annual catalog ends April 30th, and the mini catalog ends on May 5th. So the mini catalog being the January through April. And if you do not have that catalog or the celebration brochure, I still have lots of them and I'd be happy to share one with you. So you just need to reach out to me and let me know that you'd like a catalog and I'll get one to you. So, all right, let's get started. Here we go. All right. So I just went through all of those. This one ends Friday, the 28th. If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, remember Paper Pumpkin counts towards the um, items, the celebration items from the catalog. So now is a great time to do your 12-month subscription, and then you get to pick 4 items, or I should say, 4 level 1 or um, 2 level 2. So anyway, there's that. Mini catalog ends May 5th, and annual catalog ends the 30th of April. And if you go out and look at the online store, you will see that there are already last chance items on there. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Kathy. Kathleen. Good morning, Luann. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Great. So, the card I was going to do for you this morning is features the Mediterranean bloom. It's a very pretty pack of paper, and I think the reason I love it so much is because any kind of yellow, daffodil delight, or the lemon lolly um, are, and night of navy. It's like one of my favorite color combinations. And there's also some peach pie and pumpkin pie paper coordination in here as well. And the backs of them are so pretty. They're the blue, navy blue, boho blue, balmy blue prints. I think they're great. And you'll see that on some of these, I took a sheet and then I just fussy cut out some of the lemons, some of the oranges, and add those in on my cards every once in a while too. Today's card does not feature that focal point. So let me show you what I've got for you. When I started, here's my prototype card. When I started these, I was using the Sweetly Scripted die or stamp, and I didn't realize that Sweetly Scripted was no longer available. And when I do my videos, I do really like to use um, all Stampin' Up! Product and current product. So I'm going to try something a little different on this one, um, the one we're going to make today. But this is the layout. And don't worry if you don't have the Mediterranean bloom. This works with a lot of different papers. In fact, our papers from last week, remember we used the fruit salad from the Sale-a-Bration brochure. This would work really cute for that too. In fact, maybe we can even try one of those. Maybe we'll try like the kiwis today. I think that would be fun. All right. But whatever paper you choose, it it works kind of nice. Like this one has the right color combo, just a different pattern on the back. And that's the same with the Mediterranean blooms too. So when I cut my piece of let's see, when I cut my piece of lemon paper, the back of it has, you know, the contrasting papers, which like I said, I love that. It makes it super easy. All right, let's get started here and I'll tell you what I've done. I have a native navy card base that's cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Remember, you always want to bury the bump, that little ridge. That goes towards the inside of your card. And the reason that's important is it keeps a really nice edge on your cardstock. Sometimes when you don't, if you weren't to bury the bump and you fold it the other way, fibers in the paper crack and you get kind of like a furry or a not so smooth edge to your card. So remember that little saying, bury the bump. That works well. All right, who do we have? We've got Beth. Good morning, Beth. If I didn't say good morning earlier, maybe I did. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to take my, I have a piece of, two pieces actually, of Daffodil Delight, and they measure 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5. I have a square of the Mediterranean blooms paper, and this measures 3 by 3 square. Then this measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is the basic white square. And then this strip measures 5 1/4 by 1.5. And then I have just a scrap piece of lemon lolly. Okay. So we're going to start out on the inside of this cardigan makes it like a sweater. Um, I'm going to just add some Stampin' Seal. Boy, that's a sticky one. All right, and I'm just going to put that little 1/4 inch edge on my card. And then we're going to add this to the inside. Oh, I can't believe, oh, I just ran out. That's why. All right, so you guys know Stampin' Seal, right? So we take the cartridge out. This goes in the trash. But I always like to clean these little tape edges. There's some residual that builds up on there. And I just like to clean those off and then bring in my new cartridge. And you can order just the refills. I'm sure you all know that. But anyway, so then you just set the new cartridge on the pegs and snap down the cover and you're ready to go. Each one of these cartridges holds 4 yards of adhesive. So they're a pretty good, it's a pretty good buy. I've had people tell me it's like, gosh, they're so expensive. But you can buy 3 like off brands, but there's only like 1 yard or 2 on those reels. So really, if you add up the pricing on it, it's not that expensive. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and we're going to cut this square. Remember, this was 3 by 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at 7/8 of an inch. I'm just going to cut strip number 1, and I like to keep these in order because I just like it when my lemons are hanging the right direction. So 7/8 by 3. So you're going to have this tiny little scrap of waste. Okay. Let's bring in this was the 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square. So I want to take my multi-purpose glue, and I'm just going to add a little bit on there. And I like gluing down this left edge first, just making sure that I have even borders here, here, and here, or as even as I can. Then I like to take the right strip, far right, and I'm just going to put that the same way so that I have that border, or equal borders here. And then our middle strip is where I like to center that between the two of these so that my borders are the same. Okay. Who is saying good morning? Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Carol. All right. So next, I'm going to take my piece of native navy. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this. And I could have used the stamp and seal too. I just had the liquid glue sitting here. And sometimes liquid glue is really nice for that because it gives you just that minute. No, not a minute, but it gives you a quick second to be able to, get your border here equal and just kind of shift it around a little bit if you feel you need to. All right. When I look at this, I feel like my lemons are going this way. Yeah, I feel like my lemons are going this way. So this will be a little different. See on this one how they're vertical, hanging vertical? Or the strips are going vertical. This one I'm just going to make it, I want it to go vertical because I have that little sentiment to put in there and I want that to contrast. So this will work. We'll just put our stamp and seal on our piece here. And I'm just going to set that on so that it is close to the bottom, but not all the way. And then we can add our stamp and seal to the back of this. And this yellow that I used for this is the Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to stamp our sentiment on Lemon Lolly with Native Navy ink. What I decided to use was the Attention Shoppers. And I'm going to use just this little happy birthday right here. The other one that I thought would work really nice is the stamp set that came with Paper Pumpkin. Was it last month? Let me look. No, it was the stamp set that came with it a month prior. Had some beautiful sentiments in there. Let me see if I can just pull it out of my Paper Pumpkin stack real quick. Yeah, this one. I love this stamp set with all of the different um sentiments in there. I just thought that was really cool. And use it. Even though it was from Paper Pumpkin, why not, right? And we'll make these that I'm doing today, we'll change them into thank you cards. Because you ever feel like you have enough thank you cards? I always feel like I'm always short. I love the font on there. You have always been so good at this. Fun to watch. Oh, Christiane, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. So what I'm going to do then is take my snip and I'm just going to cut this. And then these fishtails, remember how you do just a little snip and then you cut from corner to the point on your center snip and you get that nice fishtail? You can punch them and you can die cut them too if you want. But just snipping like so. I think this is gonna look good. And I love, like I said, I love this stamp set that came with Paper Pumpkin in December. All right, let's get a few Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I'm just going to put that right up on the card. So there's the first one. Right, let's pull out our second one here. And again, I want to use that little strip. I'm just going to cut this down. So I have my pieces, again, just your standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored up 4 1/4. Remember to bury the bump. Give it a good crease with your bone folder. And then I've got my 4 by 5 1/4 pumpkin pie, my piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 4. And then we'll put some Stampin' Seal on the back. And add that to the center. I love that just that little border makes it pop on the Night of Navy. All right. And we can take our piece of, same thing, let's have this Night of Navy and blue. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back and put that right on this piece here. And then this can go on the front of our card. Like so. And then we'll bring in our trimmer again. And we're going to cut. This time I'm going to be a little more careful looking at which way my fruit is hanging. So I'm going to cut this at 7/8, keeping them in order. Another one at 7/8, and then the last one. And there's, like I said, just that tiny little piece of waste from our 3-inch square. Let's bring in our 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square. And I'm going to add these with liquid adhesive. Like I said, that gives me just a quick second to place it where I want it. And we'll take that right side, far right side. Put that down. See how you need to just scoot them just that little bit to even them up? I feel like this one's a little bit crooked. I might still have time. Nope, I don't. Right, we'll just make it work with the centerpiece. All right, put this down. And the thing about this, and the reason I wanted to do two different ones with you today is I just think that they look so totally different with different colors. And they're going to look totally different with print designer series papers. And I know that you all have a stash of designer series papers. So I would like for people to use the products that they purchase, and especially people who have purchased from me. I love that you purchase from me, but I want you to use what you purchase too, and not just be a collector of stamping things. And the other part too that I could be better at as well is um send those cards. What are we saving them for? Send them, right? What do you have there? Donna says, love the color combinations. Um, yeah, I know. I know. And they're simple cards. It's not like they're hard. And that's what I try to do here at Coffee and Create with Brenda is we like simple. I mean, we like pretty and we like sparkle and we like all of that, but we like to keep it simple because when it gets to be a lot of work for one card, then we tend to not make as many cards as we normally would, right? So quick and easy. Just fishtailing, remember, snip in the middle and then go from the corner to the center. Just in case you joined me late, you missed that little tidbit from the beginning. Again, I'm going to add some dimensional and take the backings off. They're like these little wax paper backings, and I find them everywhere in my house. And I'm just going to add that piece of peach pie, which is just a shade lighter than the pumpkin pie. But I love how that looks. Um, just giving it a little bit more dimension. Yes, I too, Kathleen, love that little pop of color on the inside. So there's our thank yous that we did today. And again, this thank you stamp came from the December. Let me get a dark piece of cardstock here so you can see what I'm talking about. All these fun little sentiments, lots of love, best of luck, get well soon, hello, congrats, just a note, and then the thank you. So paper pumpkin, I love paper pumpkin. I have ordered paper pumpkin since it began. I just love getting that kit every month in my mailbox that has everything I need to. The only thing you need to add sometimes is a little bit of glue and a scissors. Otherwise, everything you need to make the projects in the kit, there's step-by-step instructions. You even get the ink pad, you get the stamp and dimensional. So if you aren't a crafter who has a collection of products, paper pumpkin is a great way to just, if you like to craft, to add a little craft every month um, to your routine. All right, I can do one more here. I don't have the pieces cut, but should we do one more card with a piece of the fruit salad to see what that might look like? Nancy, I definitely need to use stuff, she says, but sending is a problem also. I know. I know. I do the same, and I don't like, I mean, I do send out quite a few cards, but not as many as I made, or not as many as I have in my stash, that's for sure. So right now is what I'm doing is I'm just looking at the colors on my paper, and maybe it'll be easier if I do this. I'm going to cut my 3 by 3 piece of designer series paper, okay? And then I'm going to cut my 1.5. And this is, it turns out that it's perfect for 2 cards from one 6 by 6 sheet of paper. So I'm going to move this over to 5 1/4 and cut that. And so the only waste you'll have are 2 pieces that look like, okay? So let's take a look at that and see what we think. I'm I'm liking the idea of putting this on a white card base. And you guys, I don't know if you do this or not, but I like to take a whole pack of my basic white paper, and I cut it at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and score them at 4 1/4. So on my shelf over here, I just have a stack of basic white card bases ready to go. It just makes it easy. We should make some of these, Nancy. Yes, you guys should come over here and make some of these. Come on, do it. Right, I'm going to take a piece of, oh, this one is the in color called Copper Clay. And I think that'll look really pretty with that little bit of rind on the kiwi. So I'm going to cut this at 3 1/4. So there's our pieces that we need. And if I wanted to, I could add a piece of the copper clay on the inside just to make that pop. But let's do, what color should we do on our background? I kind of feel like, let's do green. I am going to grab a piece of, I'm going to grab a piece of a couple of different colored greens just to see um, what what I think would look good. So, as you know, Stampin' Up! Has great color coordination. And let's see what we've got. So I've got, this is, whoops, whoops. Okay. This is Old Olive, which I think that's going to be the one. I did bring Garden Green. That seems a little too dark. Lemon Lime Twist or Granny Apple Green. No, I think I kind of like I think I like Granny Apple Green. Just because. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces that measure 4 by 5 1/4. Right, let's see what we've got here. Like I said, this was not really thought out, but that's all right. We can create on the fly. We can okay with stuff like that. And then I want a piece of 3 3/4. Not really 3 3/4 by 5, but let me find one here. 3 3/4 by And that's going to be for that little top on the inside. All right. So here's our 3 3/4 by 5. All right. Here's our card. Here's our card. Sorry, I feel like I'm being put in here. Just gonna glue this down right to the front of our card base. All right. Then we're gonna add some adhesive to our strip. We can take our 3 by 3 piece of seaweed and we're going to trim that again to the 7/8. 7/8. 7/8. And all right, get rid of our little scrap. Here's our piece of copper clay. Get our liquid glue. Add our pieces. You guys, I put a Facebook post out a while ago, but you know this fruit salad paper? And if you've been a paper pumpkin in the past, paper pumpkin subscriber, you have tons of stamp sets from different paper pumpkins that have all kinds of like fruity um, sayings in them. And I'll grab those out here in just a second and show you. Added my adhesive. And now I'm going to put this down. And I think for our sentiment on here, I'm actually going to use a piece of, I don't want to use the granny apple again. I want a little shade lighter. And so I'm going to use a piece of the lemon lime twist. So I'm going to cut that at like, let's cut a 3/4 inch strip. And then our color that I want to use is the copper clay, which that is an in color that will be going away. It's a great color. It's kind of sad to think about it going away, but you know, all good things must come to an end, right? Let's grab another sentiment out of the paper pumpkin piece that says, let's do congrats. I have a nephew who's starting a new job on Monday, and so maybe I'll just send this right to him as a congratulations on his new job. All right, so there's our congrats, and I stamped that again in the copper clay. And do our fill ends. Kissing, I want kissing this afternoon. It's nice enough out. It's like, yay, you can finally be outside without feeling like you're gonna die. There's our wrap with the fruit salad. And then I have this piece left for the inside. So that it adds that little pop of color, Kathleen. And even in or on a white card base, just adds that little bit of extra. All right, so just like that. Right, you guys, that's what I have for you today. Remember that um, I will upload the video to my YouTube channel, and then I will list all of the dimensions and um, dimensions on the supplies. So you can find those all over on my Create with Brenda YouTube channel. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Nancy and Carol, I hope to see you fishing, and we'll talk to you next weekend. Bye for now.